So, get prepared with your towel. We're going to just put this towel lengthways. You can take a normal towel, that's fine. And then we're just going to fold it about 4 times. This way is nice and compact. We keep folding. There we are. 4 times. Nice and long. Okay. And then from here, you're going to twist the towel twice. A little bit easier on the floor. Once and twice. It should feel tight, but not too tight. Nobody needs that. Okay. Alright, so let's just organize ourselves. We're going to find our towel to a relaxed position, and we're going to breathe in, inhaling, and filling both lungs at the same time. Feel your abdominals on the exhalation. Take that to 2 inhales and 2 exhales. Keep going. And now we're going to take a small upper contraction forward. Use the arms and the backs of the hands together and feel your contraction. Keep the lumbar spine straight, lengthen and contract. Placing the backs of the hands together and open. That's as far as you're going. Separating the shoulder blades and pressing up through the spine. The upper spine should feel like it's escaping out of the top back. Feel it escape out of the upper back and open. One more time. Feel the catching of the energy. And with the same thing, we're going to press the towel back as we go to an upper extension or a high release. Don't just allow the head to flop back. You want to take the whole upper spine with you, not the lumbar spine. Pull the scapula together and back to vertical. Narrowing the waist as we go. Pull the elbows, moving from the elbows as well. And pull the elbows back. And open. Good. So this is our upper high release and upper contraction. Keep that in your mind. Bend the knees. And stretch through the heels. And bend. Press the heels down and stretch. Those legs should be squeezing as they go, finding all the muscles working and waking up. Inhale, exhale to bend. Squeeze those thighs. Don't let the pelvis go forward and back. Keep it nice and strong, nice and stable. Stronger. Gluteals up and ready. Exhale, exhale, and stretch both legs. And prepare. We're going to move the towel slightly away from the thighs. Just lift the toes. 1. Toes up. And last time with the toes, just to remember the legs. Pull the towel apart. In. Good. 4 times. Lengthen the wrist. Nice. Lift the towel slightly higher in opposition of the sternum, just about where a necklace might be. Feel the chest. Keep a sense of rhythm. Out for 2. In for 2. And out. And lift the towel above the head, dropping the shoulder blades. Repeat here. Lengthen your wrists. Feel the knuckles falling forward. Separate the back. Put strength in the towel and lower. And lift to sternum height and down. Repeat. Keep tension in the towel. That's it. Going up in 2 inhales to find overhead. As you go up, the knuckles go forward. Good, and roll the shoulders. And bend the knees. And roll the shoulders to stretch. And bend the knees. And roll the shoulders to stretch. Press the shoulders down and lift the towel, knuckles forward, wrists back. As we stretch the towel back, opening the chest without allowing the first and second quadrant to release. Exhale. Tense those upper abdominals. The minute you let them go, the chest will pop. We don't want that. One more. And bring it all the way down. We're going to come back to that in a minute. Lift the right shoulder up. And down. Feel the scapula moving. 2 more. Lift the towel up to sternum height. Don't forget the legs and feet. Lift the toes once. And down with the toes. Lift the toes again. And stay down this time. Feel all the centers of the feet. As we pull the towel to the chest, exhale to reach the sternum and in, and exhale. There's your breath. Repeat 4 times. Lengthening through the third foot center. The third foot center is underneath your heel if you forgot. 2 more. Last one, pull that towel and stretch and lower. Good. And upper contraction. 1. Tense those abdominals. Look down at your abdominals. Ask yourself, are they working? They should be working continuously as you open the scapulas and pull the scapulas back together. Open them and then pull them back. Good. Let's lift the towel just in front of the head, okay? Lifting the towel, we're just in front of the head, not behind, that's for later. Pull the towel down to the sternum height, pull the towel, towel taut, nice and strong, and breathe 4 times. Just stretch back once and up and forward. Good. Pull the scapula together without moving the spine. Feel the scapulas moving around the back. Good. Nice and strong. 1 more. So just prepare the scapulas for posterior range of motion. If you feel problems with the posterior range of motion, go to a place where you can and refine. So now we're in front, we're reaching to the behind. This is where the knuckles going forward is a big help. We're going to just reach it back further and bring it home. Reach it back. Control your ribs. Take a full breath to reach back and stay. Stay. Pulse is going back. Start with your double inhale, please. Reach back 1 and come forward. Very nice. Plie You're going to reach them all the way forward into an upper contraction. Breathe into the upper contraction. Press the hands into the thighs and pull the shoulder blades together. Breathe, hands in the thighs. Elbows forward and stretch. Another one just to get the abdominal contraction going. And stretch. Now we're doing pulls to the W position, which is what is formed with the arms at the end of the shape. You will see in a minute. So we are behind the line of the head. Make sure your shoulders are not by your ears. Don't hide your neck. Here's the W shape. And stretch. And bend. And stretch. Keeping the ribs under control. Good. From here, pull the shoulder blades together as you unfold the towel to the back. That's one of those moments that might be too hard for a few people. If you can't do it, simply just put the towel behind you. But we're going to try and find this specific bend of the towel with the hands. I'm going to review that right now. So if you are just placing the towel behind you without doing your pulls to W going down the back, if you start with the palms facing the back, and then you rotate the tails of the towel inwards, upwards, and forward. If the towel is straight with no bend, you've got it wrong. We're going to do it again, just to be safe. So we've got the palms facing back. We're going to rotate the towel up, in, and through the gap. Okay, so here we go. Just going to adjust my towel a little bit. It's got a little bit uneven. You need a nice even towel, of course, for all of these movements, as we're here. Don't worry too much if your towel has lost its tautness. We'll sort that out. The point is just keep stretching your towel. As we stretch the towel, spiraling the little finger out, the pinky finger, exhale to spiral in. 4 times. You might feel this on the inside of your elbow. That is probably because it's a little bit tight. So don't worry, we are trying to stretch that out. It's not good to have an over-tense flexor joint. So we want to get rid of it by doing this amazing work. Little finger spirals out, chest is opening, shoulders are falling, and down. And then we pull the towel tight. And now we can lift it away from the hips. Lift away from the hips, and down. Feeling the rotation of the humerus bone in the bicep. Close to the bicep, let's say. Little fingers always spiraling out and away. Think of the spirals of the body. And we're just going to find the top of the hip, lift it a little higher, and pulse it up. Now we stretch and lift higher and lower. We're doing that thing where you press the hands to the thighs and pull forward into your upper contraction. This is the shape we want. Belly nice and strong, and open. And contract, pressing the upper spine out of the back and stretch. Pressing the upper spine up and out of the back. And stretch. Let's get those elbows forward. Elbows go forward, forward, forward. Open the scalp. And stretch. We're going to lift the towel up to the shoulder blade height, the pointy part at the base of the shoulder blade, otherwise known as the inferior angle. And lift to the inferior angle of the shoulder blade, and down. You're not allowed to reach the nose forward. The nose must stay back, and reach. Last time. This is really good for your posterior strength, your posterior flexibility, and pulses going up. And breathe and stretch one last time and lower. Good. We're going to come back up the way we came. Remember, you find a way you can do it, but really try to look for the activation of the back. One variation, if this is too difficult, you can do one arm to the half a W, reach the one arm up, and then stretch. This is a lovely variation that I invented today. Otherwise, if you're feeling advanced and you have what you have, you work with what you have today for what you want tomorrow as we stretch both arms up and reach up. We're going to repeat this 4 times. Do the one-arm version if you can't. As we slide down and open. Exhale. And up. It's so much easier with the exhale. Elbows close. And forward. Good. Lift the toes up. Rotate them out. Demi-plie in the first position. And stretch, contracting the abdominals. Keeping the elbows active. And stretch. Active means a slight bend in the elbows. Here is not good. Here is rubbish as well. Lengthen. And stretch. And bend. And stretch. And bend. We're going to stay. We're going to pulse the pubis bone down. The pubis bone is at the base of the pelvis. And deepen, and deepen, stretch both legs through the heels, lift both heels up in a high releve, pressing the shoulders down, feeling the opposition of the body, and lower the heels to an open first, lift the toes up, rotate to the external, lift the heels up, rotate to the parallel, and lift the toes up to rotate to the open second. Don't be in an overly flat turnout. Be in a slide 45 or 50 degree angle of the rotation, of the external rotation, or turnout if you like. Just feel your abdominals nice and strong there, pelvic floor activated, connecting here up inside the body. Imagine the bubble going inside the pelvis and the bubble then lifting up. This will give you a nice feeling of an activation of the pelvic floor. Or another one is to feel that you're jumping into a really, really cold Scottish lock. That will make you feel the pelvic floor. Ooh, freezing. As we bend both legs and press through the heel to activate the inside muscles here. Bend, heels press, bend, heels press, bend, heels press. Plie to maintain and pulses down, heels pressing inwards, heels pressing in, heels down, heels strong. This is the best thing you can do for your adductors. And stay, breathe in, squeeze, breathe in, and squeeze, breathe in, and activate. Practice our pulse breath here without moving. Don't move, just breathe. Double inhale, double exhale. 4 times with me. Open the nostrils. Now put it with some leg movements. Squeeze their legs. Squeeze their legs. Press down in the feet. And deepen. And deepen more. And stretch. And bring the right shoulder forward. This is a contraction and open. Keep going. Good. Lift the tongue up, knuckles forward, and reach back. And pressing the towel forward as you reach the sternum high to a high release. Lengthen spine up to vertical, reach the towel back. And lengthen the upper spine back to a high release. Repeat. This is still with the contracted abdominals. Lengthen the tail up and bring it down. Going into our thoracic rotation. With the thoracic rotation, check your hips. No rotation of the hips here. Really keep those side bolts. Put bolts here on your side pelvis and bolts at the front and back. You want to keep your pelvis at a perfect level. Squeeze through the legs activate through the pelvic floor and lift the towel up to a thoracic height as we rotate to the right hand side in. Pulling the towel, exhale. Lift the kneecaps up, keep them there. 2 more. Really feel that spiral around the axis. Towel goes up. Staying here, organize your shoulders, soften the sternum down. Good, lower the towel down. Breathe, you're going to bring the backs of the hands together and open, stretching the shoulder blades. Keep going, adding an upper contraction. One more. Good. Now lift the towel to sternum height. We rotate. Inhale. Exhale overhead. Inhale center. Exhale sternum. Go to the other side. Keep going. Good. We're going to repeat that with the upper contraction, bringing the hands slightly higher, this time to the sternum. So we want this loop position as we add the upper contraction. Loop position, contract. And back, open. Loop position. And open. And loop. One more. Good. I hope you've got an idea of what the upper contraction is by now. As you lift the towel up, overhead, and bend both knees, squeezing through the legs. And then we're going to reach the towel to the sternum height with a flexing of the upper spine. The pelvis stays neutral and we stretch the legs 4 times, okay? Inhale to lower, exhale to contract, inhale to lift, exhale to stretch. 4 things. Really know where you are in the space. And lower the towel. And just lift the shoulders up. Good. Okay, now we're going to go for a bit deeper. We're going to reach the towel to the knees as we do our upper contraction. Lift the towel. Bend the knees. Touch the towel to the knees with the upper flexion of the spine. 4 times. Here we go. And lower. Good. This time we're going to do it a little bit further. Just roll your shoulder up for a minute. We're going to reach the towel to the floor so the contraction is nice and long. What we don't want is just a flopping of the abdominal muscles. Keep the abdominal muscles contracting and pulling in and up. Alright, here we go. Lift the towel on in, exhale to plie, inhale to upper flexion, exhale to be careful as you lift because the temptation will be to fall back. If you feel a little bit of doubt here, maybe just pop to a wall. That'll make life easier for you. Inhale, drop, upper contraction, inhale, lift to center. Breathe. Anchor the shoulders. Lovely. Bend to the side. Lift, center. Bend other side. Lift, center. Keep that towel over the head as you bend. Reach to deepen hold. Reach to lift. Anchor the shoulders. Other side. Repeat. Pull the legs up. Last time. Here we go. Knuckles forward. And reach the towel back with a high release. Sternum to ceiling. Center. One more. Being careful on those high releases, the pelvis isn't allowed to slink backwards to compensate for the movement. Feeling the strength all the way through the body. Anyway, we don't need the towel anymore because we're going to the floor. If you don't have a mat, you just get the towel back. Anyway, so here we go to find the center of the mat. We'll do a few things to really focus on that contraction. As we breathe to lift. Breathe to lower. Breathe to lift. Breathe to lower. Just the high V. As we find this high V hallelujah position, up a contraction. Contract, pull the belly muscles in. Long shape, think of the long, long bend. And a long, long hamstring. Bend both legs. We're going to pulse here in the Fletcher ball. Use these pulses to find a further contraction and a further refinement of your abdominal contraction. As we pulse. Lifting the chest off the thighs, pressing through the hands. Squeeze. And 3, 2, 1, finish. Slide the hands forward. Knees to floor, pointy toes, and move them back. Just come to find the center of your mat / towel. Here we are. I can be a little further forward. And then we're just going to slide back, lifting the back of the tailbone as we go. Otherwise, we will go into a flexion, which we don't want because we want to stretch the flexors. Going back. Pulling the belly muscles in, going back. Being careful not to notice the elbows are not in hyperextension. As we go back, we're going to pulse it backwards. Good. And from here, we're going to squeeze and activate the abdominal muscles as we curl the upper spine. It's that idea of the upper spine escaping from the skin of the upper back. Press down into the heels of the hands as we curl the upper spine, separating the scapulars, and then we drop the upper spine through the scapulars to reach them and look forward without losing the abdominal contraction. Keep it there all the time. So this is just a focus of the thoracic. Do one more. And find neutral. If you have wonders, what is my thoracic spine? It's the spine connected to the rib cage. The cervical spine is the neck. But I'm sure all of you already have this. This is not a big deal because you look up and down and left to right all the time. What you don't do is move this too much unless you're an athlete or a gymnast or a dancer of some description. Pressing the shoulders over the hands. We're going to do the same thing, but with our mid-back. This is inclusive of the lumbar spine, so pulling the tailbone underneath you. Think there's a rope from here up to here, and that rope is, you're pulling both ends of the rope here as you connect to the center. Look to the thighs with your contraction. Don't overuse your cervicals. your cervical spine. Use your thoracic spine by pressing down through the hands and the knees at the same time. And lengthen to neutral with a breath. Keep traveling the pelvis up as you move the thoracic spine up and sternum goes forward. No decapitation. Keep it long. Think about hollowing the belly. Two more. Stretch, but keep your abdominals activated. And for neutral, we're going to place our forearms on the floor to do the same thing with only the pelvis. What this will do is help stretch the lumbar spine. Just place the forearms on the mat or the towel. Clasp your fingers together and place the crown of the head in the hands as we're here. And then our femur bones should be roughly perpendicular to the floor as we curl the pelvis underneath and up to the ceiling. Keep wrapping those abdominals. Nice, come up on the hands. Thoracic spiral, just like we did with the towel. Keep the bolts of the hips stable. Through and thread the hand like a needle. And open. I want 4. Repeat to the other side. Keeping the hips stable. Don't allow one hip to drop just to move the back. The hips are stable. Check them out. How are they doing? This should be abdominal working as well. One more. And place. Good. From here, we're just going to find our plank. From this place, we're going to stretch the right leg back. I'm going to use my right leg, which is furthest away from you. So you choose which one is your right leg. I mean, you only have one. You'd be amazed. Here's 1. Here's 2. There's 3. There's 4. So it's a flexing and stretching of the feet. 10 times. Think about scooping the belly muscles. Here's 3. Soft elbows. Here's 6. Here's 7. 8. 9. At 10, hold for 2 breaths. Here, 1. Scoop the abdominals. 2. Good. And release. And breathe for a second. We're going to continue with these planks just because they really get the abdominals activating super fast. Keep relaxing for 4 breaths. Good. From here, we're just going to kind of come to this sphinx-like position, and we're going to curl the pelvis underneath us to begin. Really find that pelvic curl. Stretch both legs out. And then keep the pelvic curl. Your quadrant 4, your base abdominal is nice and strong. Walk the feet backwards. Notice we have that pulse breath. Keep walking chest to floor if you can. And come back. More or less, we have 2 sets of pulses to go back, just as long as you can to get the chest to the floor. If you can't get the chest to the floor for now, don't worry, go as far as you can. one more. Scoop the abs. And knees. And stretch. And breathe. Good, rolling up. Hips. Bring the legs forward. And we're going to find our closed diamond shape. In this place, we want to feel the scoop. Pull the skin of your shins upwards. As we relax in the psoas, the back is nice and flat. Ribs are under control. 2 inhales to flex the feet. 1 for the toes, 1 for the feet, 1 for the abs. That's your exhale. Inhale, exhale to pull it back up. Roll through the feet. Repeat. There's quite a lot in the pelvis there. Use the rotation of the pelvis to scoop the abdominals. Keep going. Pull the skin of the shins. Lengthen through the back of the head. Two more. Lengthen as you go. Keep the shoulders over the hips. I want to repeat that. Shoulders stay over the hips. And back to vertical. Flex. Inhale. Contract. Exhale. Glutes. Inhale. Exhale. Skin of the shins. Lift to vertical. Scoop. Keep going. 2 more. On this one, we're going to stay in the contraction. Stay here. You've got 5 breaths to find your contraction. Pull on the skin of the shins. Last one. If this is easy, you're doing it wrong. And up to vertical. Stretch both legs. You should be able to really feel that abdominal strength, the girdle of strength working. You might need to salsa samba forward on your towel. And we're going to roll down. Keep the legs active. Scoop the abdominals to spine. Lift the arms up. And back. Bend the right leg. Bend the left leg. Lift arms to ceiling. Upper flexion of the spine. And bomb the arms. And stretch the legs. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. And lower the leg. For 5. For 4. 2. For 1. And hold, hollow, hold, and lower legs floor. Breathe. Shoulders away from the ears. Good. We're going to keep going with our stomach. Lift arms to ceiling. Reach to the upper contraction. Pull the right leg to the chest, taking the knee. Outside hand taking the ankle. Lift the other leg 10 centimeters more or less. Scoop your abdominals and we change 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and hug the knees and lower the head. If you want to tone your lower abdominals, you can leave the head on the floor and just focus on your lower abdominals. You can also you might need to double it to feel the same effect, but it works both ways. Because notice, when I give you the upper contraction, you're working really strongly quadrants 1 and quadrant 2, okay? We're going to stretch both legs forward at the same time, keeping them together, reaching the arms back to a V. Gluteals nice and strong, feel your magnets in between your thighs, knees and ankles. Pull the magnets together. You have 2 more. And lower the head, neck and shoulders. Breathe. I hope you are breathing in between those repetitions. We have 1 more big breath. Okay, to the scissors. Inside arm to calf, outside arm to thigh. If you do not have the flexibility, please do not bend the leg. Simply take the thigh, but for the love of Dhanasana, stretch the leg as much as you can. But I prefer to take the calf muscle because it's better to stretch. And we change the leg 6 times. 1, 2, keeping parallel. 2, and 1, and bend, and lower. Good. We're going to go, what we do now? Double leg lower lift. For everybody, because this is a more advanced piece, you want to go as far as you can without allowing the pelvis to do this. Look at my pelvis, please. You don't want that. You want it nice and organized. A little bit of space underneath the lumbar spine just to keep a neutral pelvis. We're going to place the hands behind the head. Stretch the legs up, flex both feet. Here we go. Inhale, exhale to 45 and no more. Inhale, exhale, and lift. 4 times. And bend the knees. And take the legs. And breathe. Good. We're now going to go into rotation exercise. Please think more about the rotation around the abdominals to find the contraction of the serratus, which is the boxer, the muscle that boxers use a lot when they're punching. If you want to feel that, just go and punch your flatmate or your lover. I'm sure you're getting annoyed with both of them. Obviously, don't do that. That was a joke. I don't know if you know these days. I should put a disclaimer on every exercise. And stretch the left leg forward. Check which one is your left leg. You're now going to rotate towards the bent knee. Rotate towards the bent knee, elbows reaching towards the knee without collapsing in the shoulder joint. We're going to change 1. Breathe out. Edging. And knees and head. Good. From here, curl the pelvis underneath you, pull the knees towards you, and rock up. Take the ankles. Elbows out, scoop belly, upper contraction, rock back. Here we go. 4. Feel all the abdominals tense. Keep space between the thighs and chest. 1 more. Good. This is one of my favorites. Place the hands on the floor and you're going to shoot the legs to the ceiling. Back, shoot, back, up. Jackknife, shoot. That's what this is. This is a baby jackknife. And here we go, stretching the legs for our roll-ups. This is what it's all been for, really. Okay, here's an example of a rubbish roll-up. I don't want any. Please note, this is your disclaimer. This stinks. Is shit. Oh, it's not good. Sorry, bleep that. Here is the good one. Flex. Squeeze. Float up. Floating. Floating. Lovely. So much nicer. Pointing the feet. Breathe out. Did you breathe out? Are you breathing in? Breathe out. Here we go. Doing it properly now. Upper contraction. Breathing in. Lengthening through the back of the head. That's what we want. Pointing the feet. Breathing out. Scooping the abdominals. Here we go. 2 times continuous. Last one. Lovely. And just bring the hands down to the side. And let's do a little pelvic press to feel the base of the abdominals. But before we do that, we're going to bring the arms to a T and rotate to stretch. Ceiling. Looking away from the legs. Keeping the other shoulder pinned to the floor. Last one. Good. And heels down. Rotate the toes to face outwards. Rotate the heels to join them in parallel. Open the legs. Lift the hands up to the ceiling and hands down to the mat. Checking that you have a nice neutral spine. Thinking about an aeroplane taking off as we squeeze the abdominals in and down. And just lift the tailbone up off the floor, pressing the lumbar spine down. This is your simple pelvic tilt. And roll all the way up to the bridge, lengthening the thighs. And come down in 3 full breaths. 1 to lower the sternum. 2 to close the ribs. And 3 to massage the lumbar spine down, touching every vertebrae as we go. And then we just release to find a neutral position. Neutral is changing for everybody. Breathe to pull the abdominals in and down like a V. The lumbar spine is pressing down. And then we lift the pubis bone, that's just there, underneath, in between the thighs. Sternum soft, 1 breath. Thinking that the spine is like a pearl necklace, placing each beautiful pearl down. Notice you only have 2 breaths to find the bridge. Pull the shoulder blades together. We have our last one. On the last one, I'm going to add a variation with arms, so just be aware of that. Here we go. Bring the arms to the back, to the floor, to the mat, to the floor, to the mat, 2 more. And rolling down. And stretch both legs together. Bring the left arm up and back, or the arm closest to the video. Arm closest to the video. Bend the leg furthest away from the video. Press the pelvis over, hand to floor, and stretch both legs. But what we need to do is we need to come up onto the elbow because it's better. We're going to just readjust the pelvis to the back of the mat, elbow in line with the back, and flex both feet. What we don't want is a curve in the spine. What I would like to see is almost one beautiful line. So keep pressing this top hip out and away. We're going to place this hand up, and we're going to lift the leg a little, and little pulses up. 2 kicks forward with a double inhale. 1 pointed foot brings it to an arabesque at the back. You'll see what the arabesque is. 1, 2, pointy foot. This is what an arabesque is. It's a French word from ballet. Arabesque. In the arabesque, we want the abdominals to stay in and connected to the spine, not allowing a flexion. This is what my grandmother could do. Well, no, she couldn't. Well, this is what some people could do, but what we don't want. Exhale. One, and finish. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Press down. This is opposition. Length versus opposition. And feet together. Rotate out, toes to ceiling. Rotate in. Glutes working. To find those glutes of steel. Now, toes to ceiling, heels connected. We're going to strike the floor with the heel of the top leg. Strike the floor in the front of the foot and then behind. We're going to go 1 and 2 and then point. Okay, here we go. Repeat. Use the exhale to lift underneath. Use the exhale to lift underneath. Use the exhale to lift. Use the Here we are. Now we've got all that lift. Do you have it? Double inhales. I'm continually thinking about that bottom rib. 1 more. Change to a double exhale in reverse. Feel the opening of the chest. Lovely, I lost my breath in that last one, but it doesn't matter. We're going to stretch the hand out and fall to the floor. Resting the head on the bicep. You are now in one line. Just take a minute to look to the toes, check that they are in line with the hips. They don't want to be forward of the body anymore. The arm is in line as we lift both legs up with the squeezing of the abdominals. Stretch both legs. Please check they are together. Gluteals nice and strong. And flex both feet, separate them, and we're going to go walking. Screw the abdominals. Very good. Pull the legs together, lower the legs to the floor, point the feet. Here we go for the gluteals. Now we're going to put the hands underneath the foreheads. We will lift both legs up, rotate them to an external position, and then we're going to just beat the heels together. I'm explaining that now because now we're going to rotate down into the floor. Chest on the floor, abdominals lifted, please. Head down, legs straight, legs up, rotate, and beat the thighs together. 8 more. Heels together, toes together, lower the feet. Stretch the right arm or the arm closest to the video. Hand floor, rotate, knees and legs forward, in forward of the body. Up on the elbow, hand, flex, and got our little pulses up. Lengthen the heel out. And kick. And place rotations. Rotate to the ceiling, press the top hip forward. Double check on that, press the top hip forward, lift the base of the ribs, and strike, and point. Here we go, ballet. Don't forget your breath. Keep breathing. Don't forget the base of the ribs. Here we go in reverse. Flex that foot. Arm down, slide floor, flex feet, and lift. Open the legs on the walk, here we go. Legs together and down. Okay, pointing the feet, just roll onto the forehead, or roll onto the chest. We're going to just do a little swan, just to make sure that you've bent in every direction for your glass. Slide the hands forward. You're going to lift the hands off the floor, and then you're going to pull to this W to the shape, to this pull to the W shape, pulling the scaps together, and then you're going to lift only the upper thoracic, okay? Here we go, legs strong please, don't forget the legs, lift the knees off the floor, scaps together, contract the back muscles, no Maria twin head. Hands floor, up to all fours, just bring the knees underneath you. And you can rotate towards the video now as you're going to lift up. I'm going to just straighten that mat out so it's better. And then we're going to lift up onto the knees. Wrap the abdominals. Good. Just from here, lower the thighs down, bringing the arms forward, and lower the arms to lift. A little bit of thigh work there. But what this is about, it not is about the thighs, it's about the pelvic floor. So feel that lift as you go down, lift as you come up, lift as you go down, lift as you go up. And we're just going to place the thighs to the side, and we're going to be on the forearm. If you have a shoulder problem, this one isn't the best thing for you right now, so I would probably try to use your sofa and lift you up because it gets a bit easier, and then you can focus more on the side. So, but what we want here is the shoulder organized. Please think about that and keep this nice and lifted. We can place the hand behind. We're just going to do a few hip lifts here. The heels are more or less in line with the thighs. 4 more. Good. Let's change the side. Here we go. 8 times. Think about pulling your ribs in and away. This is nice and controlled. This is quadrants 1 and 2. Good. Going back to the other side. So we're going to stretch both legs this time. Come up. If you can't do this, you just go back to your elbow and you can repeat the first exercise. We're going to lift the hips up, look to the hand. Dropping the hips, lower the arm to look over the hand. Don't allow don't collapse in that shoulder joint. Exhale. Think about leading from the elbow. One more, pulling the ribs in. And bend the legs to find this very Joe Pilates position. So if that was too much for you, I hope you went to this one, like I mentioned before. This one is a perfect prerequisite. Change the side. We're going to make sure the hand is underneath the shoulder. Please don't cheat. You can start in this Joe Pilates position. Pulling up here. Stretch out to the side plank. Here we go. Look down to the hand. Bring the arm up and over to the T. Down. Notice the breath. One more. And bend. Good. Let's go to our last piece. We're just going to swing the legs to that side and then let's readjust to come to the back of the mat, scoop the abdominals, and lift the knees. Move the hands slightly back, drop the head, nothing worse than this in a Fletcher ball. This is called our Fletcher ball. We're going to just pulse it here to get our breath back. And stretch the legs, folding the body, rolling up, unfolding the body. Arms to the ceiling. Long contraction as you roll down. 1. Another full breath to roll down. We're going to pulse the hands out. Pulsing the hands out means using our pulse breath, which is a double inhale and a double exhale if you've forgotten. We're going to walk out to the up stretch position. Here we are. Lower the hips down to the plank position. Here we are, glutes engaged. Elbows go outside of the body, not close like a tricep press. Think of your chest. Now, if you have a problem with the press up, go as far as you can. Please, don't give me a lady press up. They don't exist. All press ups are here. It can feel a little bit tough, but if this is your maximum, good for you. Go for that, and then increase. Up stretch. Pulse the hands back. Let's change to the other side of the mat to get another perspective. Always good. Rolling down. Press the upper spine to escape the upper back. folding, up stretch. 4 press ups. Up stretch. Good, we can change the perspective to face me. Last time, I'm going to come off the mat. Walking the hands out. Four bends. And up, stretch to stay. You can separate the legs now. Lift the heels up, closing the ribs, please. Last time. Heels down, thighs strong, hands in. 1. Walk the hands in. Rolling up. Good, stay in this side with this big second or medium second, whatever you want to call it. Just bring the elbows out. Feel the rotation of the scalps. Cooling down. And bring the right shoulder forward. Plie. Bring the right arm up. And bend up and over. Bring the arm forward, upper contraction. And roll up, keeping the plie. Always think about moving with intention. Keep the knees bent, high release. Bring the arms straight out and open. Back up. Feel the wind underneath your wings. We're going to increase with 2 breaths. Stay and breathe. Imagine there's water pouring over you, cold water. Back. In 3, 2, 1, we'll stretch those legs. 3, 2, 1. Pressing through the heels. Good. And bring the heels together. And feet. Roll the shoulders. And reach the arms up. And gather the energy. Reach the arms up. Think about something you really want. Last one. Good, and it's there with you forever. Alright, lovely. We're going to finish there. So, I hope you felt something. The idea is really still focusing on that deepened contraction, building on from the last class. We'll keep moving forward with the towel work into the next class, trying to focus a little bit more on rotation. Alright, so always, if you have any problems with any of these exercises, stop the video, go back to it, try to get it right. Don't allow errors to embed themselves in. And certainly if you have a problem with an exercise, take a video of yourself, send it to me, give it to me through my YouTube channel or the Instagram, Movement con Pilates, whatever you like, and then we'll work through it together. This is all still free of charge, and if you possibly can, do feel free to give me any tips, £1, £2, nothing major. Just to, you know, we're all doing this for free, it's absolutely fine, but it would be lovely to feel a bit of love, if you know what I mean, bit of money love. Okay? So that can be done through just, you can do a PayPal through my email, oliverwraith@hotmail.co.uk, or you can just send me a message and I'll get that sorted out for you. But like I say, PayPal, oliverwraith@hotmail.co.uk. Alright, I'll put that link in my bio. Alright, thanks so much everybody, have a lovely day or a lovely night depending on when you did this video.